All right, as we talked about in the segment about Elon speaking out against Trump's bill, the big theft of a bill, taking from the poor to give to the rich, how it should be explained. That's the effect of it. That's the combined outcome. Today is a really big deal and a big day for this bill because it's sort of what they call the vote-a-rama. So they're voting on a bunch of amendments, debating it, and then the Senate will vote on it. And tomorrow, the House will take it back up, and if it passes there, then it will finally go to Trump's desk, which would be terrible. Now, I know we've been talking a lot about this, but this is the moment. We need to bring as many people's attention to this atrocity as possible. It will go down as one of the worst pieces of legislation we've seen, especially given that it'll be the epicenter of Trump's whole agenda. And that the guy who ran on a populist message or whatever, that was always so blatantly misleading, but a lot of people fell for it. For him to be pushing forward something as destructive as this is stunning. So what we're going to do in this segment is I've been very curious to hear from people who voted for him. And it's starting to set in for them how bad this could be. So that's what we'll get to. But first, I can't overstate the gaslighting. Trump, and then I'll show you today, Leavitt, repeating the same talking points about the bill that are just so far from reality. I don't know how we do politics when politicians are willing to be this dishonest.
They have Trump derangement syndrome at levels never seen before. And instead of voting for a tax cut, they're voting for a tax increase of 68%. They're voting to destroy Social Security, destroy Medicare, and destroy Medicaid. And we're voting to make them perfect and to make them better, make them stronger and better. They're going to destroy Medicaid and they're going to destroy Medicare, and Social Security will follow. If you vote for the Democrats, you're dead on those three things.
As blatant as it gets, I know we've looked at that clip before. And then Leavitt today's confronted multiple times, because this is all the talk right now on Capitol Hill, about the bill, and about even Republican Senator Tom Tillis saying this will ruin the lives of so many of my constituents. And they're just North Korean state TV propagandists locked into their talking points.
On the reconciliation bill, Senator Tillis from the floor yesterday seemed to suggest President Trump was getting bad counsel on the effects of the bill. Is President Trump aware of the analyses, and there are several of these, that suggest if rural hospitals potentially close, if there are Medicaid patients in the millions that become ineligible for that?
Yes, and that claim is just simply untrue. Rural hospitals comprise 7% of all hospital spending on Medicaid, and that illustrates that they have not benefited from the massive increase of waste, fraud, and abuse under the Biden administration. So this bill strengthens Medicaid. It will protect those benefits that...
Imagine like someone setting your house on fire, and then you're pleading for the firefighters, and they go, no, the firefighters, they want to destroy your house. I want to protect your house. It's that, like, by gutting Medicaid, we're going to protect it. And the Democrats, they really want to destroy it by funding it. It's just, I can't even, I'm trying, y'all know I try. I'm trying to figure out what would they be thinking? What are they thinking? And that brings us, and then we'll look at Trump voters' response to someone that I'm going to introduce you to. Okay? This is Donna. Donna is a trans drag queen, undocumented immigrant who she goes by Madam Mystery, and whenever she does shows, and her daily routine is something like this. Okay, she goes to her drag shows. She then once a day goes to a school and does drag queen story hour, and then she goes to at least 5 public bathrooms a day, just to make sure people see that she's in the restroom. And she always has a Mexican flag with her. and then she goes home and she plays video games and she eats food provided by the government, and she just sits on her couch, her very colorful couch, and takes benefits. And this is who Trump is going to stop. This is who Trump's... So when you hear me say Donna, this is the new welfare queen. They want us to, we went over this on the morning show, which is why we then made a visualization. They want us to believe that we should support this bill because there are all of these Donnas out there, these illegals who are, I just kind of add the element of a drag queen. It's just for the fuck of it. And I meant to say fun of it. And who are not working and they should, and they're able-bodied, and they're just sucking away. They're just sucking up all of our benefits. But in reality, it's some of the people you're going to see in this More Perfect Union video. People who voted for Trump, people who voted for Kamala, people who didn't vote, who are working their tails off, who rely on these services, and who deserve them. And so no matter how many fairy tales we hear about the undocumented Donna, Madam Mystery, who is taking away all of our benefits and who's sitting on the couch all day, that literally, again, something we went over today on the morning show, so I won't go through all the numbers again, but literally is not mathematically meaningful. This story they tell themselves of the undocumented trans inmate who gets a sex reassignment surgery in prison and then gets out and sits on their couch and eats pizza and somehow has their whole life funded through Medicaid. Like, that doesn't even, I don't even know where they get that idea, but that's not even, they can't even show us the math of how all of these mystery people who are choosing to sit at home, and still I don't even understand the finances of that, even if you had Medicaid, and I think you should have it regardless if you're working on it. But even by their argument, there isn't, it's just a total fabrication is how I should word it. And so a lot of Trump supporters voted picturing Donna, picturing Madam Mystery, and thinking, I just want, so angry. I want Donna to choke me. You know? So angry. I wish she would step all over me with her heels. Why is she taking my Medicaid? Right? Like that, a lot of people voted wanting to punish this archetype. And a lot of them believe that Medicaid's being dried up because of undocumented immigrants. Not true. Not federally qualified. And instead, in many cases, it's them. And I know some people go, wow, they voted. No, I have sympathy. I do. Here's a video from the More Perfect Union titled, "They Voted for Trump. Here's Why They Feel Betrayed." So here you have the myth that Mike Johnson's selling. You know, Mike, that drag queen, who probably just wants to spank me. By the way, Mike Johnson would totally be that person who's like, all right, I'll go to the Pride Parade just as long as no one has sex with me. As long as none of the guys like have sex with me. All right, Mike. Like, I'm just sure that's probably, yeah. So, but while they're telling that fairy tale, here's the lives being impacted.
It runs $20,000 a month without insurance. I make $800 a month. Oh, that will kill me. That would kill my friends. That would kill millions of people in this country if they lose their health care.
We're in California's District 22, a rural community in the state's Central Valley. This district voted for Trump for the first time in 2024, but now his policies threaten one of the benefits people here rely on the most.
It bothers me when people like Elon Musk say that people on those programs are the parasite class. It's just cruel.
Do you know anyone personally who voted for President Trump but depends on benefits like Medicaid?
Oh yeah. I know a lot of people.
Trump promised a lot of things. I thought it would be more family values and those programs that they really need.
Right. Again, I'm in a headspace of love right now. I'm not trying to do I want people to have the services they need. That's what I want. I don't care who you voted for. I don't care any of it. And family values. You thought Trump was going to bring back family values. Have you seen his family values? You remember that whole trial that Melania wasn't at because it was talking about when Trump was cheating on her with a porn star? Family values.
One of those promises was to protect Medicaid, which 67% of people in this district rely on. It's the largest percentage of any district in the entire country.
Can you guarantee that Medicare and Medicaid will not be touched?
Yeah, I mean, I have said it so many times, we're not going to touch it.
But has it been...
Except for $980 billion. An unprecedented cut. It's crazy he can say that.
Administration just proposed an $880 billion cut to
It went up since then. Please do click the subscribe button, by the way, if you appreciate the show.
Medicaid over the next 10 years. So we wanted to come here to find out how people are feeling about Trump and his administration's decision that could have a huge impact on one of the benefits they rely on the most. One resident who would be impacted by Medicaid cuts is 64-year-old Irma Arredondo, who voted for Trump in 2024. Irma has several chronic health issues, including type 1 diabetes. She's also a full-time caregiver for her daughter, who has cerebral palsy, and her sister, who has Turner syndrome.
Valerie have her medication for her seizures. She needs care of everything. And I just give massage to her hands, to her legs. I stay with her until she falls asleep.
Sounds like you take really good care of her.
Oh, and my baby is my doll.
So you, your sister Irene, and your daughter Valerie, you're all on Medicaid.
Mm-hmm.
And how important is Medicaid for...
I was just getting choked up with this thought. We were talking about on the morning show today. Someone asked a question on the bonus show, I think. Like, why don't we advocate for secession and just kind of let the red state MAGAs do their own thing? And obviously there's a logistical impossibility to that. But also watching this video, I think it should be brought to your heart that I don't want to leave behind them. You know, families like this who are misled. Sounds like that woman supported Trump. We can't leave them behind just because they were misled.
Your family.
Can you imagine? We live on a daily basis with sicknesses. This is for the cholesterol too. This is also for my blood pressure.
So Medicaid pays for all of it?
Yes.
If you didn't have Medicaid, how much would this cost you? How much money?
Oh, thousands maybe.
Thousands.
Thousands.
And that's just for you?
That's for me.
Not for your daughter?
So what's the response from the Leavitts? It's just to lie. Again, now numerous times we've gone over the numbers. Through whatever waste, fraud, and abuse, getting the Donnas off the program, whatever, it's not even close. Not even a little blip in the number that they're requiring being cut from Medicaid and SNAP. It's not even a question. So it's going to be families like this. It's going to be families like yours who lose what you absolutely deserve because they want to fund tax cuts for the rich. It's part of why I have to make silly jokes like the Donna thing. Hi. It's because otherwise, like, I could just cry. I don't know how. I don't know how anyone's squaring this. You have so many, not that many voters to be honest, but so many leaders totally fine because they don't want to allow the 2017 tax cuts to just expire and the top marginal tax rate go up like 2%, as Lindsey Graham was screaming about. So families like the one you saw there and so many others will have their life upended. No matter how many times they repeat, oh, it's just able-bodied. Well, there's not enough to get the number that you're requiring. So it's impossible without harming people who absolutely need and deserve it. Which, by the way, that's everybody. Everyone deserves some basic level of health coverage, but that's a different conversation. So my plea to MAGA is think a little bit more about the people that we just watched and other stories that you can find, and a little less about Madam Mystery here. Because if you think long and hard enough, you'll realize Trump made it up. It's a fabrication, and then you are the one who... The libs don't get owned. Some of them have their lives ruined like yours are going to be, but everyone just is worse off. That's where I'll leave it. Less fun ending.